Shelby moved through the Ashland District Tournament with very little resistance in their wins over Vermilion, Huron, and Norwalk. The offense scored 70 points per game, and the defense gave up only 43 per night. The average margin of victory, 27 points. Well, tonight, they take on their toughest challenge of the postseason, the state-ranked Indians of Lima Shawnee. It's the Division II Regional Semifinal. Shelby and Lima Shawnee coming up next.
At Ohio Health, we know that taking care of your health is more important than ever. With Virtual Health, we make it easy to visit your doctor right from your phone, tablet, or computer. You'll get the same exceptional care from the providers you trust, with the added safety and convenience of staying home. Schedule your Virtual Health visit today at ohiohealth.com/virtualhealth.
You design it, we can build it. We're Sign Source USA, and we pride ourselves on our unique ability to fabricate almost any type or size of sign. Our signs light the way to everything from banks, restaurants, hospitals, and grocery stores. We're Sign Source USA, and we'd love to go to work for you.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Hello, everybody. I am Brian Harder along with Greg Collins. We're at the Division II Regional Semifinal between Lima Shawnee and the Shelby Whippets. And, Coach, you can feel the tournament atmosphere. This is our third or fourth tournament game, but This atmosphere tonight is what it's all about.
Well, it is. I mean, we have a much better crowd than we've had in the past few basketball games, which is great to see. Student sections, unfortunately, I'm right next to one of the student sections, and I asked them if they would be quiet, and they very kindly said no.
They said no. Well, you know what? I don't blame them. They're coming out. They're supporting a team in Lima Shawnee that is number 2 in the state, 23-1, and this is a team that has some unfinished business to take care of.
Well, and I'm sure that's some added motivation to the team. They have some experienced basketball players. Last year they have a great basketball season, going undefeated, and they get called off in the regionals. And it's every kid's dream to get to state, and they were so close. They had to feel like they had a legitimate opportunity to get down to the state Final Four, and because of COVID, the season was canceled.
Brian Skoronsky is with us today, and he joins us courtside with the Indians head coach, Mark Triplett.
Mark Triplett joining me now, head coach for Lima Shawnee. And of course, coach, you got to this point last year, didn't get to play the games. How much has that kind of driven this team to get back here, being district champions once again?
Yeah, it's been a really long year, and the opportunity to get back to this point is something these kids have worked really, really hard for, and we're excited about the chance tonight and looking forward to a game against a team that's really, really good.
Hard not to have George Mangus stand out to you on tape when you watch. How much does he really deliver for you guys, and how much do you really rely on him to kind of stir everything and get it going?
Oh, he's special, man. I mean, he's averaging 31 points a game, and when you're the focal point of everybody's defensive game plan, to be able to do that on a night-in, night-out basis is pretty special. We have some guys that really, really do a nice job of finding him, and he moves without the ball really well, but he's a special kid.
They have a couple of pretty good players over on the Shelby side. TJ Pugh stands out, Cody Lance as well. Do anything tonight specifically to try to slow them down, or just going to kind of do what you do?
You have any advice? You've seen them a lot more than I have. They are really, really good, and really impressed by the Pugh kid, his ability to get to the rim, get to the free throw line, and then finish through contact, knock down open shots. He's a really, really tough guard at 6'6", especially the way he can handle the ball. And then the Lance kid, I mean, that's a second option. That's a pretty daggone good second option. When you got two kids going to play college basketball, that's pretty nice. And the way that their wings have been shooting the basketball, they're a special team. That's why they're here.
Well, at least you're aware, Coach. I don't know that I really have any advice for you, but I'll wish you some good luck. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we'll throw it back up to Brian and Greg.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Okay, two things jump out at me. First, he's relying on Brian for coaching advice, which I don't think is a good idea. And secondly, he openly admits, you know what happened last season, we're going to use that, and we have used that to motivate us this season.
Well, and you have so many returning basketball players. I think they graduated one starter from last season. So, totally. I'm sure they used that in the summer, used that in the preseason, the entire season. They wanted to get here. This is where it was stopped last year. And, again, only 2 games away from state.
Lima Shawnee defeated St. Mary's Memorial last Saturday to win the Spencerville district title by a 65-52 score. George Mangus led the way with 26 points and 7 rebounds. Austin Miller added 12. Now on the other side, the Shelby Whippets, they defeated Norwalk 64-44 in the Ashland district final. They earned their first regional trip since 1999. TJ Pugh scored 18 points, Cody Lance had 16, and Jeremy Holloway added 10. Brian, again, is down courtside with Shelby head coach Nathan Loney.
I've got Nathan Loney with me, the head coach of the Shelby Whippets, just in his second season, but already here in the round of regionals. Coach, what do you think makes this team special, that they were district champions for the first time since 1999 for this program?
Team chemistry. We got a great group of kids, and they play really well together, and they work hard together, and they have raised the standards for each other. They hold each other to a very high standard, so our chemistry has a lot to do with it.
And it seems like a really cool, calm, collective group where no stage is going to be too big for them. Where do you think that comes from, the fact that they're just so poised?
I think a lot of it has to do, we have quite a few different kids that play AAU, and TJ and Cody get after it at a pretty high level, so when the rest of the kids see them so calm and poised and cool, I think they all just kind of fall in line with them and think, yeah, our leaders are cool, so we're going to be cool too.
Obviously going against a team tonight ranked number 2 in the state, and they got here a season ago, didn't get to actually play at the regional level. What do you see from them that really stands out on tape that makes them a good program?
They're very, very good discipline-wise and great basketball IQ. And once again, their kids play really well together, and they have a very nice group, and they're a tough squad. So we're going to have our hands full tonight.
All right, well, you're about to go in the locker room and talk to the kids. Just tell me about some of the emotions that you're feeling your first time here.
I'm excited. I'm happy for the kids to be here. Biggest thing is it's nice to see a student section here and get to see kids in the gym, and little kids running around getting to see this is a great thing for our community.
Yeah, no doubt. We got the tournament environment back, so I'm happy more butts are in the seats. Throw it back up to you guys.
What the Shelby Whippets have been able to accomplish in the first 2 seasons under Nathan Loney have just been nothing short of remarkable. 38-9 overall. He's got them to the regionals for the first time in his career. Can you remember back that first regional trip that you made and the emotions and the feelings that you had going into that?
Well, yeah, exactly. I remember the bus ride up, and we were going to the University of Toledo playing Toledo-Whitmer, and we were starting 3 sophomores and a junior. And to be honest with you, I think for our group that year, we were just happy to be there. Tonight, I think we have 2 teams that are not just happy to be here. They want to compete. They want to win. They want to advance.
Well, that young man right there, TJ Pugh, definitely feels like the Shelby Whippets have something to prove. Their first trip to the regionals since 1999. He was the District 6 Player of the Year. He's going to go finish his basketball career at Mercyhurst. They still feel like, in talking about the Shelby Whippets, him and Cody Lance, they feel like they have more basketball yet to play.
Well, they're excited. They have a very good basketball squad. They've had a great season. They know that Shawnee is going to be a formidable opponent. But they know as you advance in the tournament, the opponents only get better and better and better. But this is new for these kids from Shelby. It'll be interesting to see how they react, how the start is. Their tournament games so far, now let's take away Vermilion. The first one, they didn't have a great first quarter. But in Huron and Norwalk, really, they put those games away in the first quarter and were just able to coast the rest of the way. That's not going to happen tonight, but you hope you get a good start where your kids start to feel comfortable and get in and just play basketball and forget about the environment.
The winner of tonight's game will take on Akron Buckdole. That'll be here on Saturday at 2 o'clock. But as we look at this semifinal matchup, what do you feel are the keys for tonight's game?
Well, in watching some film of Shawnee, and I really, and being a regional basketball game, points in the paint, number 1, is going to be key. Now, in my opinion, I think we're going to see a Shelby team that is more athletic than Shawnee, but we're going to see a Shawnee team that is more physical than Shelby. So Shelby likes to get out and run. They like to score off transition. But whoever gets the most points in the paint, and this is not uncommon for a lot of games, but especially in a regional game where I think you have 2 teams that are pretty closely matched, is going to be a big advantage.
And also, and this has been kind of a theme for teams playing against Shelby, but they're also going to come across a team that's going to give them some pressure in the full court.
Well, yeah, and Shawnee, you're going to see something in Shawnee you don't see a lot of, and that's George Mangus, number 23, the young man that's averaging 31 points a game. He has a tendency to leak out, especially if they're playing a zone. If the opponents put up a shot, he'll start down the court, and they'll look for him on a baseball pass. So Shelby's got to be aware of that. Then on the other hand, Shelby, I think their best offense, I think the best part of their game is their transition offense.
That all starts, though, with rebounding.
Well, again, you can't give second shots, and Shelby, we've seen them dominate the boards in the district tournament, and Shawnee is just so big and strong. You know that they're quite good inside, rebounding every game, and especially today, ultra important.
Well, the fans here are excited. We are sitting behind the Lima Shawnee fans, and I tell you what, this is the most juiced atmosphere we have seen so far in the postseason, and I don't know if they have increased the rules for the regional tournament, but there's more than 96 people on each side of this gym.
Well, I think you're right. Yeah, I hope Governor DeWine is not around, but yeah, and it's great to see. I mean, it has my adrenaline running right now. This is just exciting.
Now, we talked about Shelby and their easy cruise through the district tournament. Well, Lima Shawnee, they didn't have it much tougher. They earned their trip to the regional tournament after getting wins over Elida, Defiance, and St. Mary's Memorial. And like Shelby, they were hardly challenged, averaging almost 69 points at the offensive end while giving up a shade over 40 points per contest. Their average margin of victory was 28 points per game. So both of these teams really going to have to look at this and say this is by far the toughest matchup that we've seen in the postseason tournament.
Well, I think so. For the season, both teams average over 70 points. And if you look at statistics, they're very, very close. Why I said scoring in the paint. Unbelievable to me, but Shelby shoots 56% inside the arc, where Lima Shawnee shoots 66%. That tells me both teams, and we know Shelby, great success getting the ball to the rack. We heard Coach Triplett talk about TJ Pugh. That's one of his strong points.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what game plan each of these coaches come up with. You're looking at Lima Shawnee that really has to worry about two guys, because Shelby really has, because if you contain or even focus on TJ Pugh, Cody Lance can really hurt you, and I don't know if the Indians really have that strong second scoring option.
And just from watching some film, I don't know if they have one guy that can keep TJ Pugh in front of them.
We're going to pause now for the
effort.
playing and singing of our national anthem. Brian Harder, Greg Collins from Elida High School, the Division II Regional Semifinal between Lima Shawnee and the Shelby Whippets. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for Lima Shawnee, under the direction of head coach Mark Triplett, Brady Wheeler, Jaron Bertkey, George Mangus, who is their leading scorer, Caden Vermillion, and Tyson Elwer round out the starters for the Indians. And for the Shelby Whippets, it's Brazier Roberts, Andre Hill, Cody Lance, TJ Pugh, and Jeremy Holloway, the 6'6 junior. He rounds out the starting five. And I don't know about you, Coach, but to me, one of the most exciting things about tonight, and I've been through all through football season, playoff games, the regular season in basketball, it really does my heart good to see kids in the stand in the student section supporting their schools.
Well, you're right. We've talked about that this season, especially senior students wanting to see their buddies. Seniors that any day now could be their last basketball game, and they want to be here to support them. And I'll tell you, it looks like we have two good student sections showing up tonight, which is great to see. As they introduce the teams right now, Shelby, Shelby people, you want to keep an eye on, of course, we've talked about George Mangus. He's number 23. He's averaging over 30 points a game. He scored over 50 a few times. And then also Tyson Elwer, number 34. Big physical man, young man inside that is going to try to protect the rim as much as he can. He's a young man that's going to continue playing basketball at St. Francis just down the road in Indiana, in Fort Wayne. So those two guys you really want to keep an eye on.
Tonight's officials, James Clay, James Jordan, and John Huber. And this is even a big draw for officials being able to come in and officiate a game like this regional semifinal.
Well, it is. I mean, as you advance, you're going to get better officials that are, used to being in these kind of situations, and they themselves, they want to get to state. And they're only 1 or 2 games away from getting to state themselves.
Shelby coming out as champions of the Mid-Ohio Athletic Conference, 20-3 heading into this regional semifinal. Lima Shawnee finished number 2, or they are number 2 in the current AP poll, 23-1 overall. Western Buckeye League champions. And you can just feel the energy in here from both sides of this gymnasium. It's a great environment, and we are excited to be here. The winner of this game will take on Akron Bucktel Saturday at 2 o'clock. Bucktel looked very good in the first game that took place before this one. They won their game by 20.
They ended up winning it by 20. It was very close at halftime, but they've had a great season. And, you know, we're talking about Bucknell that had a 6'7" guard that was legitimate 6'7". That, boy, he had a bounce in him. He could get up anytime he wanted.
Now they're taking a look at the rest of the Shelby lineup, and we are just moments away from the opening tip-off. Lima Shawnee taking on the Shelby Whippets. And I don't know about you, but I've heard all the hype about George Mangus, and I'm excited. 31 points a game. I'm excited to see this guy play.
I am also. Watching on film, though, Brian, we want to watch. He will leak out. Back in my day, we called it cherry pick, but I guess now they call it leaking out. He will leak out, and I guess you can do that when you have some big studs inside that you can count on getting a rebound.
Well, he's going to get the first bucket of the ball game.
Hell, I don't know if Shelby was quite ready for that because I think they knew Shawnee was going to get the tip. But right away, Shawnee's in a man-to-man. Shelby, I think, with their 5 out is going to be to their advantage. I think with their athletic ability, they're going to be able to get the ball to the hoop.
Lance has it blocked.
And you see somebody down the court already.
And that's Mangus at the other end, but he gets it blocked and rejected by TJ Pugh.
And the best thing about that was TJ getting down the court.
And Pugh answers at the other end, so he gets the block and the bucket, and we're tied at 2.
Another key to that is he was able to get to the paint. I think he's going to have success getting to the paint tonight.
Shelby comes up with a turnover, and now they have an opportunity to take the lead. That's Andre Hill.
And again, if you're Shelby, you can show some patience, but get the ball to the basket as much as you can.
Holloway misfires, the miss down to Bertkey. Mangus being guarded by Cody Lance.
That's a tough matchup. What you're going to see them do a lot, they'll post up just like that. They'll post up Mangus. They'll post up Elwer inside. And they'll also use some ball screening. Just like Shelby will ball screen for Pugh because he's such a good passer, Shawnee will ball screen for Mangus.
Going to call an offensive foul. They're going to call the foul on Pugh. And I don't know about this one. I don't know if they're going to call it on Holloway, but it didn't look like he touched him. Yeah. Foul is going to be called on Holloway. That's his first.
Generally, as you advance in the tournament, the officials let you play more. Regionals are going to be very, very physical. Good pressure by Shelby.
Inside and layup by Caden Vermillion. Vermillion at 5 points a game, and he puts Shawnee up by 4.
And again, what was our number one key, Brian? Points in the paint. So far, all of them are in the paint. There's a big 3 by Shelby.
Well, as you're talking about points in the paint, they hit a 3.
There you go.
So Shelby now down by 1.
I don't think those are going to beat you, though.
Kick it outside. 3 in the air by Bertkey doesn't go, but an offensive rebound by Mangus. So Mangus now with 6, and Shawnee up by 3.
And again, I like this 5 out, again, because I believe that Shelby's more athletic, and they're going to be able to get the ball to the hoop.
TJ Pugh with the left hand doesn't go. There was some contact, no whistle.
And there's Mangus out.
And he's going to be fouled, and he's going to go to the line looking for the 3-point play, the foul on Roberts.
And he is a strong young man, and when you can get him out in front of the break and give him the basketball, it's difficult for any guard to stop him.
Mangus, a 6'4" senior, 31 points a game. An 81% free throw shooter, and he now has 9 with 5:16 to go in the opening quarter. Pugh guarded by Wheeler.
You know, in the games that we've had so far, which is very few for Shelby, they haven't had to run a lot of half-court offense.
Ball out of bounds, goes off of TJ Pugh, off of the pressure from Brady Wheeler.
I think what Shawnee is so happy right now about is they're able to cut down, stop transition. The one transition that Shelby had, Pew was able to get within 5 feet of the basket and score the first points.
Shelby comes out with some zone pressure. Wheeler takes it inside, and the Shawnee lead is now 13-5.
That's fine. Shelby just needs to get in their offense a little bit, and again, look for dribble penetration.
Andre Hill with
Very
a
nice.
tough drive on the right side.
You talk about somebody who took some contact, was still able to get the ball up.
Vermillion kicks it out to Wheeler. Offensive rebound, though, and it's put in by Mangus. So Mangus now in double figures with 11, and we've only got about 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
And he's gotten them all different ways. Releasing early, getting a run out, penetration, and offensive boards.
Pugh from the elbow answers at the other end.
That's a big-time shot. Big-time shot.
Pugh now with 4. And he cuts the deficit down to 6. Mangus for 3.
And I think if you're Shelby, that's where you want Mangus. Yeah, he's a 33, 34% shooter out there, but he's going to do less damage out there than he is getting to the basket.
Cody Lance for 3. Long shot, and it's controlled by Mangus. Bertkey for 3. But another long rebound, and it's going to be controlled by Shawnee.
Well, Shawnee is
Now
willing
that
to
it's
take
making
the
it look
three,
easy.
but we got to get him off the boards.
Tyson Elwer with the offensive rebound, and Shelby has seen enough. 3:16 to go. Shawnee up 17-9. Brian Harder, Greg Collins, and this is something that Shelby is not used to seeing.
Yeah, I mean, right away, Shelby with Shawnee with 4 offensive rebounds. Shelby, total of 1 rebound the entire game. We put that down as key number 3. We thought coming in, Shawnee is more physical inside, but somehow we got to get him off the boards. I say Shelby's got to get him off the boards and get that rebound so they can get out on transition, which is their strong point.
Lima Shawnee, the bigger team. Bertkey at 6'3", Mangus at 6'4", Vermillion 6'5", and Elwer at 6'5". You talked about the matchup and a battle for the boards. They have got to make sure they box those big bodies out.
They do. And if you're smaller than that, you just got to keep the ball alive until someone like Cody Lance or TJ Pugh can come in and grab the rebound. If you're Shelby, the one bright spot on defense is Shawnee's willing to take the three-point shot when it's there. That's better than them getting the ball to the basket. Again, they shoot 65% inside the arc, which tells me they get the ball to the rack so easily.
Pugh's going to bring it up the floor.
Looks like Shawnee's gone to, they're back in their man-to-man. But here's a chance where you're going to, no, I think they're playing a little zone. Here is where Mangus, number 23, will release. Looks like they're playing a box and one on Pugh. Pugh had a good start, so you see 4 players from Shawnee playing a zone inside and 1 player trying to deny the ball to Pugh. It's going to give some open shots for some other players. They just have to take advantage of it.
They inbound it to Pugh. He's quickly picked up by Wheeler. Pugh into the paint. And he's fouled, and they'll go to the line.
Well, I think what Shawnee did, they put Brady Wheeler, who's only 5'10", out on Pugh, out on the perimeter because he's maybe their quicker player. He could stay with them a little bit. But Pugh's smart enough. He said, all right, I'll just take you into 10, 12 feet, and I'll jump over you and shoot the shot and get fouled.
Pugh now with 6. He'll look for 7 from the line. Tries to chase down the rebound, but it's going to go out of bounds off of Shelby, and we saw this in the Lucas district final game. If they struggle to hit their free throws, that could be trouble down the stretch.
Well, that is, and we didn't really think that was going to happen the other night, but it did, and again, you never know come regional time.
Andre Hill with a steal, races to the other end.
Great defense, and again, Shelby's pressure is so good. That's an offensive. Oh, yes.
Yeah, they call an offensive foul as Holloway steps in and picks up the charge, and that gets the bench all juiced up.
Well, now they're on a little bit of run themselves. They face the box and one. Pugh gets a bucket. They get a steal. They get a bucket. Now they get a big defensive play. It's amazing how when things are working offensively, it helps your defense, as is if things are working defensively, it helps your offense. You just feel better about it.
Cody Lance back in. Marshall Shepard sits down. So Shelby has pulled to within 4.
It looks like Shawnee is back to man-to-man.
And a long 3. It doesn't go, but an offensive rebound by Holloway. But then it's picked off. And answering at the other end is Austin Miller, the sophomore, and the lead is back to 6.
And that was just a pass, another pass. They would love to have bat. Here's Mangus on the break.
Mangus now with 13. Shelby was within 4 a minute ago, and now it's back to 8.
And Shelby, here's another turnover. Nice Euro step. Shelby was on that little bit of a run, and now they've had 3 straight turnovers, and Lima Shawnee, to their credit, taking advantage of the turnovers.
Pugh at the other end.
Nice bucket. You need a bucket. TJ Pugh. What is amazing to me, Brian, is, we know Pugh is so good, and the opponents are preparing to stop Pugh, but he's still able to score.
Mangus for 3. Mangus has done everything in the first quarter. He's got 18 in the first quarter. Pugh at the other end gives it up to Lance. And the ball goes out of bounds, but it will stay with Shelby.
Well, it'll be interesting. I've not seen Shawnee in this situation that we have right now with just under a minute to go in the basketball. Will they hold it? They have momentum. Will they hold it for a last shot, or will they try to ride this momentum and maybe get at least 2 possessions out of this?
Shawnee now up by 11. Vermillion kicks it out. Freiberger is now in the scoring column.
Yeah, they did a nice ball screen, and with the help defense, he was able to knock down the 3.
Pugh from the right wing, 20 seconds. And Pugh so far has 10 points of his own in the first quarter.
12 seconds left. It'd be great to get a stop right here. There we go. Get out and run.
Pugh with 5 seconds. Up ahead to Holloway. And Shelby with a bucket in transition. Pulled to within 10. It's 29-19 Shawnee. You're watching Boys High School Tournament Basketball live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
At Ohio Health, we know that taking care of your health is more important than ever. With Virtual Health, we make it easy to visit your doctor right from your phone, tablet, or computer. You'll get the same exceptional care from the providers you trust, with the added safety and convenience of staying home. Schedule your virtual health visit today at ohiohealth.com/virtualhealth.
Shelby down by 10 as we start the second quarter. George Mangus with 18 points in the first quarter, and he eclipsed the 2,000-point plateau for his career.
That's amazing. I mean, We've seen some guys get 1,000 this year, but 2,000 for a career is amazing.
Pugh with some fancy footwork at the other end. It doesn't result in a bucket. He had 10 points of his own in the first quarter. Cody Lance, though, has been held scoreless. And Vermillion at the other end.
And again, just a good lob and using his strength to go in and get the nice lob pass and go in and get a good shot.
Foul's going to be called on Roberts. That's his second. Actually, that's his first, excuse me. Marshall Shepard back into the ball game.
Austin Miller, who's guarding Pugh, just trying to keep him in front, force him into his help, forcing him into tough shots. There's the baseball pass, which might end up being a shot. I don't know.
And then it's swatted out of bounds by Caden Vermillion. It will stay with Shelby. Right now, the Whippets just trying to stop the bleeding.
I think it's a good move by Coach Loney. As much as he hates to take TJ Pugh out of the game,
he's gassed.
He is. He's working so hard to get his points.
Isaiah Ramsey, the freshman, 6'2", comes in, and there you see Pugh, who has just got to catch his breath. But I guarantee you, as soon as he tells the coach he's ready, he's going back in.
Well, exactly. Good out-of-bounds play right there to get a bucket. Shawnee does a good job. If they're going to bring Pugh out, that's a chance to give Mangus a little bit of a break.
First 2 points of the ball game for Cody Lance.
Again, in the half court, look for Shawnee. Really look to get the ball inside. If they can't get it inside, they will take the three. There we go.
There's Tyson Elwer who misfires, and it looks like a completely different offense with Mangus out of the lineup.
Well, you'd much rather have Elwer outside shooting that than inside.
Tough take.
They protect the rim so well.
And then at the other end, they still run. Austin Miller, the sophomore. Lead back up to 12. And Mangus up off the bench as TJ Pugh is as well. Ball out of bounds. It will go to Shawnee. And the 2 leading scorers in this game back in to take action here with 6:07 to go second quarter. Shawnee 33, Shelby 21. The winner of this game will take on Akron Buchtel on Saturday.
Now, Brian, I'm enjoying this. We've had some games this year where this would be the final score.
Yes.
It's fun to see the kids play. No shot clock needed today.
Mangus for 3. And I tell you what, he is doing a little bit of everything here in the first half.
Well, he received a great down screen.
Pugh is fouled hard as he spun to the right in the lane. Mangus with 21, Pugh with 10, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And TJ is doing whatever he can, and he's taking the ball strong to the basket. Right there's an example, taking the ball strong to the basket, but he's paying the price when he does. I mean, they're collapsing on him. They're going after him. They're going after block shots. By the end of tonight, he's going to be one tired young man, I'll guarantee you.
Pugh had 18 against Norwalk, 26 against Huron last Wednesday. He's an 81% free throw shooter. Makes them both.
Remember in the first quarter when Shelby had their run, it was through defense, forcing some turnovers themselves. They need to get back to that pressure defense, cause some turnovers, get some runouts where they get some easy points at the basket. They're working so hard to get points.
Marshall Shepard now guarding Mangus.
There we go.
And Andrew Hill. But coming away with the basketball are the Indians. Ball out of bounds off of Marshall Shepard.
You know, another example why these two teams are here. Yeah, they're talented. Yeah, they're well coached. But right there, they both play so darn hard. And not talented teams, not all talented teams play with that kind of aggressiveness.
Both these teams really with something to prove. Shawnee trying to settle some unfinished business from a year ago when the tournament plug got pulled because of COVID-19. Mangus just throws it up off balance, and Pugh comes up with it.
Really pretty good defense by the freshman. And a good rebound by the freshman.
Pugh back in the paint, kicks it out to Lance. Pugh with an offensive rebound. Pugh now with 14. And the lead is back to 11 for Shawnee.
A good possession by Shelby that time. Just more athletic, quicker to the basketball.
Ball poked out of bounds. It will stay with Shawnee. A 30-second timeout called by the Indians. 36-25, Lima Shawnee, 21 points for George Mangus. He was the Division II State Player of the Year a year ago and is making a strong case to win that award again this year.
You can see why the University of Findlay is so excited. They're recruiting him, and whether he goes there or not, we'll see. But, you know, Findlay's really excited to get a young man like that if they can pull him in.
The Indians were 25-0 last year, ranked number 1 in the state. Headed to the regional semis at Bowling Green to take on Upper Sandusky when the tournament was ended. Then back in 2019, they fell to eventual state runner-up Columbus South in the regional title game.
Well, they had, a 40-game winning streak till their loss at Findlay this year, which is pretty amazing in itself.
Now they'll slow it down a little bit in the half court. Mangus picked up by Shepard.
Pressure defense is where Shelby's had success this year. Just keep them from getting to the hoop.
Ooh. Now they're going to call a foul on that, and we get a look at the replay. Cody Lance is going to argue, and I think he's got a good argument here. That was all ball.
It looked good to me. But sometimes when the referees get tired, they need a break too. So now let's look at both teams. Only a common opponent was Lima Senior, who's playing for a regional championship on Saturday in Division I. Both these teams beat Lima Senior. Relatively same scores. Shelby beat them 71-65. Lima Shawnee beat them 73-69. At Lima Senior, 2 big wins for each of these programs there.
We saw another look at that foul called on Lance, and I don't think he fouled him then either.
Well, we sometimes say in basketball the ball knows. So the ball went out of the rim, so the ball knows it wasn't a foul maybe.
Pugh and the Whippets down by 11, make that 9.
That was a great move going to his left hand. Again, got a little ball screen up front, able to get the ball to the basket.
Pugh now with 16, and the deficit is 9. It was almost poked away. Ricky Rosado for 3, it doesn't go, and a rebound down to Shepard. And Lance tried to make the perfect pass, and that could have been a goaltending call.
Well, it was off the rim, or off the backboard. I think that is automatic. I think they just missed it, but hey, it ends up being good defense.
Lance gets blocked at the other end, out to Shepard for 3. And as you said, the ball knows.
The ball sometimes knows.
We are sitting right behind the Lima Shawnee faithful. And you talk about some fans that are fired up, and one lady in particular, we'll get a shot of her at some point during the game. George Mangus' mother is sitting right in front of Coach Collins.
Nice high-low that time by Shelby. Nice pass by by Shawnee. With their size, it's just tough to defend that.
Tyson Elwer with a quiet 4, but scouts have seen enough of him. He's going to play college ball at St. Francis.
Hell, he averages just under 4 blocks a game. You know, he's an aggressive player.
Pugh. And Andre Hill traveled the basketball.
Well, you saw that time when TJ got the basketball, Shawnee had 4 players with eyes on him right there within dribble. They know that he's had success getting to the lane, getting too close to the basket. So now they're trying to get early help, and that time they had great success with it. If that's going to happen, it's going to create some open looks for other players. Just got to knock them down.
Jaron Berkey is being hounded by Roberts. Andre Hill is playing a very good game defensively for Shelby.
I think he's had a great tournament. The games that we've had, he's been outstanding.
Up ahead to Hill. He gets the bucket and the foul. He'll go to the line, almost on cue. Andre Hill will go to the line. He's got 6. This is a nice finish by Hill.
That is. Against a taller, stronger man, he just takes it right up through him. Chance to go to the line, get a 3-point play, and get this down to 8 points. Get a little momentum maybe in Shelby's direction.
He had 8 points against Norwalk, 10 against Huron. Averages about 7 a game.
And he's an outstanding defensive player.
It's like a lane violation, so Hill's going to get another shot at it. It's funny that you say he's a good defensive player. He's a second-team All-Ohio defensive back for the Shelby football team.
Oh, is that right? Well, that's where it comes from.
He'll get another chance at the free throw. And this time it goes in, and the lead is now trimmed. A 30-second timeout. It's 38-30. So Shelby trying to make a little run here, and just like in the first quarter, here we see the finish by Hill. Just like in the first quarter, they're stepping it up defensively in the half court.
Well, they are. I mean, here with, just under 2 minutes to go in the quarter, they've held Lima Shawnee to 9 points. Again, a team averaging over 70, a team that scored 29 in the first quarter. They've slowed them down a little bit defensively. Now they just need to continue to find some other scores because Shawnee's going to take away Pugh as much as they can.
Mangus had 18 points in the first quarter. He's got 3 so far in the second for a game-high 21. Pugh, though, 16 points in a solid first half for him. I don't want to say he's trying to do it all by himself, but he's going to need somebody else to give him some help.
Well, he is. It's certainly, what I've seen of him, he's an unselfish player. He does pass the ball well, but he's getting some pretty good looks. Now, he's working hard to get them, but he's getting some good looks at the basket.
Mangus going to the basket was fouled by Cody Lance. That's his second. Mangus will inbound right underneath us. Mangus now picked up by Marshall Shepard.
Seeing a lot of back screens by Shawnee, and good pressure defense causes another turnover.
Shepard steps over, knocks it away. Hill for 3.
Big shot. Big shot. Good ball fake to get the defense to leave. Knocks down a 3.
Well, and that's what we saw against Norwalk, his ability to hit the perimeter shot, and he pulls Shelby to within 5. And now it's a 3-point ball game.
A big run by Shelby, a steal by Pugh, and again, you get them out on transition, they're a much, much better basketball team.
We've talked about momentum. Momentum now in the favor of Shelby, and a strong foul at the other end as Hill attacked the basket. He was not going to give up the bucket in transition as you see Andre Hill get the steal.
And I thought it was a good steal. Again, they're going to let a little contact go. Whatever contact that was from Hill, they're going to let that go in the regional. And I think it was just a frustrated play by Lima Shawnee down here. But at least it was a hard foul not to let him get the 3-point play.
Andre Hill with 10, make that, well, I was going to say make it 11, but it rims out. Hill, if he makes this one, can make it a 2-point ball game.
And with 46 seconds left, Shelby has momentum. Make this one, give you a chance to, again, extend your pressure, get it up to full court where you've had some success here. maybe cause another turnover before the half.
The Whippets have pulled to within 2, 40 seconds to go in the first half. Ball knocked away momentarily. Backside to Vermillion. And Vermillion puts it back to 4.
And you can't fault the defense. They almost caused that turnover, and they're being aggressive. It'd be nice to score here at the end of a quarter.
Pugh with a long 3 that doesn't go. Rebound comes down to Elwer.
Maybe a little early on that one. You certainly don't want Shawnee to get the last points. 4-point lead right now. You'd love to go in at halftime only down 4.
Elwer is going to be fouled by Shepard.
That's only 6 team fouls, so with 6 seconds left, they'll have to take the ball out of bounds, but I have a feeling they have side out of bounds set up for Mangus somehow, and I'd be surprised if it's not a ball screen also.
The inbound to Miller. Offensive rebound goes at the buzzer by Tyson Elwer. And we may have a foul on the play. Nope. There's the replay. Not a foul, and that's just going to be the end of the half. Shawnee with a 42-36 lead at the intermission. We'll take a break, come back with our halftime numbers right after this. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
No paywalls, just live sports, exclusively on the OH.Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
At Ohio Health, we know that taking care of your health is more important than ever. With Virtual Health, we make it easy to visit your doctor right from your phone, tablet, or computer. You'll get the same exceptional care from the providers you trust, with the added safety and convenience of staying home. Schedule your Virtual Health visit today at ohiohealth.com/virtualhealth.
You design it, we can build it. We're SignSource USA, and we pride ourselves on our unique ability to fabricate almost any type or size of sign. Our signs light the way to everything from banks, restaurants, hospitals, and grocery stores. We're SignSource USA, and we'd love to go to work for you.
It's halftime here at Elida High School. Shelby on the short end of a 42-36 score. Lima Shawnee led after the first quarter 29-19, but then Shelby outscored the Indians 17-13 in the second quarter, and they made this a ball game with their defense, and TJ Pugh having an outstanding game for Shelby with 18 points in the first half.
Well, I think you're right, Brian. I think they did it with their defense. They kept Mangrum from getting to the basket. Yeah, he hit 1 3. He's a good three-point shooter, but in the first quarter, his strength was getting the ball to the rim and scoring. They also did a much better job rebounding the basketball. If you remember in the first quarter, it just seemed like Shawnee was playing volleyball down there. Lima Shawnee did not get an offensive rebound in that second quarter until the very last possession there in the closing seconds.
As we take a look at the halftime numbers, both teams really, from the twos anyway, shot the ball very well. Shelby getting 15 field goals and the Indians 19. When we take a look at shooting percentages, 63% for Shawnee from two, 52% for Shelby. So on any other night against any other team, Shelby would probably be blowing this out at halftime.
Well, you're probably right, but again, our number one key that we put down was scoring at the rim. The reason those shooting percentages are high is both teams have had some success scoring at the rim. Pugh for Shelby certainly has done a great job getting in the lane, and Shawnee in the first quarter especially seemed like everything they scored was right there at the basket.
And we take a look at the rebounding numbers. The Indians with a 5-point edge on the boards overall, especially in that first quarter. They attacked the offensive glass especially.
Well, they did, and you expect that from a veteran, very physical basketball team, but Shelby did a better job in the second quarter. Also turnovers. You know, these are two teams that handle the ball pretty well, but Shelby's pressure defense in that second quarter, I thought, not only caused some turnovers, but resulted in some runouts and some easy buckets at the other end. Offensively, Shelby has 9 offensive turnovers, and you know, I think that's something they can fix. I didn't think it was anything that Lima Shawnee did. I just think maybe Shelby got caught up in the moment a couple of times, made some bad passes, bad dribbling mistake or something. So I still think Shelby is a more athletic team. I think their pressure can wear on Lima Shawnee if they can continue that pressure, which is not easy. I mean, that was a hard 16 minutes of basketball.
We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with the second half from Elida High School, the Division II Region Semifinal between Shelby and Lima Shawnee. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
You design it, we can build it. We're Sign Source USA, and we pride ourselves on our unique ability to fabricate almost any type or size of sign. Our signs light the way to everything from banks, restaurants, hospitals, and grocery stores. We're Sign Source USA, and we'd love to go to work for you.
At Ohio Health, we know that taking care of your health is more important than ever. With Virtual Health, we make it easy to visit your doctor right from your phone, tablet, or computer. You'll get the same exceptional care from the providers you trust, with the added safety and convenience of staying home. Schedule your Virtual Health visit today at ohiohealth.com/virtualhealth.
Tonight's Division II Regional Semifinals being brought to you by Adams, Albert, and Curry Agency, where commitment means being involved and active in the community and dedicated to its growth. The Adams, Albert, and Curry Agency is committed to the people of Shelby and has been for over 3 generations. Also from Ohio Health, find out where you can schedule a COVID-19 vaccination at ohiohealth.com. And by Park National Bank, new name, same bank, bigger promises. Bank online anytime with Park National Bank SignSource.com and by SignSource USA, your trusted wholesale sign manufacturer since 1996. Fabricate almost any type of sign at SignSource USA Incorporated.com. And tonight's scoreboard is being presented by MyMechanics.com. There's always a better way to bank. Let's find yours. Brian Harder, Greg Collins from Elida High School, the Division II Regional Semifinal. The winner of today's game will take on Akron Buchtel in the regional final on Saturday. And what looked like it could be a blowout, Coach, has really turned into a good ball game as we head into the second half.
And I think if you're Coach Loney, you're excited. You talk to the team at halftime and say, listen, we played a very good second quarter, but we were nothing in the first quarter, and we're only down 6 points. Cody Lance has not gotten off yet. That's a good sign. You know he's a better player than what he showed so far. And also, hey, Shawnee's a veteran team. They've been here. Maybe the kids from Shelby have relaxed a little bit, ready to come out with a good quarter.
They try to go inside to Mangus, but he is fouled. I believe that's going to be on Marshall Shepard. Number 23 attracting a lot of attention as he cuts in the lane.
And it really was good help. And, yeah, maybe got him on the arm, maybe a foul, but good help defense right there. Yeah, again, this is one of the strengths of Shawnee is going inside with the basketball.
Foul is the second on Shepard. And considering how physical they're trying to be with Mangus, no one in foul trouble for Shelby.
And they got Mangus posting up.
Now they kick it out to him for three. And he misfires, and Shepard with a rebound. It's going to be Shelby ball anyway as it goes off of the support, off the top of the backboard. Mangus with 21 points in the first half, 18 of those in the first quarter. He went over the 2,000-point plateau for his career.
Yeah, it looks like they're maybe back to a little box and one right here on Pugh. They don't want him to get going here in the third quarter.
Pugh is being guarded by Bertkey. Shepard has it blocked. And there's a tie-up, and it's a very physical team this Indians team is, as Caden Vermillion down on the ground. And they're going to say the ball will stay with Shelby.
I would think that this is not the first time that TJ Pugh has seen a box and one.
I would tend to agree with that.
Now, Lima Shawnee's box and one is pretty darn good because they can load the paint with some big, strong men.
That doesn't seem to deter TJ Pugh from what he likes to do. He likes to drive into the lane and pull up. There he backs out, being picked up by Tyson Elwer, a bigger body. Hill from the elbow, and Hill has it rim out. As he has played a solid game on both ends of the floor tonight for Shelby.
He did. He had a great second quarter, didn't he?
Mangus just muscles his way inside.
And just like Pugh is down here, Mangus is a tough matchup for most players.
And Lance with a three-pointer at the other end, and if they can get Cody Lance going.
Exactly. You know, that's a big, big shot, more than just the 3 points that Shelby gets.
Vermillion forced to kick it out. Lance now with a quiet five.
Again.
And I'll tell you what, you can't defend it any better. Even had help side coming from the back.
Well, he did. You know, Shelby's trying to go with the Shepard on him, and he's just using his size and his strength to get to the basket.
TJ Pugh attacks the rim. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. Pugh now with 18. Well, the Stars have played as advertised tonight here for both teams. Mangus with 25. And TJ Pugh will look for 20 here from the line. Finds every bit of that rim, but it drops in.
And again, make this free throw, gives you a chance to get into your full court pressure. That second quarter, they caused some turnovers.
And number 5 makes it a 5-point ball game.
And this is where Shelby, I think, is at their strength. Cause some turnovers, get some runouts.
Andre Hill all over Brady Wheeler. And they were looking inside, but a steal from TJ Pugh. It was an errant pass intended for Tyson Elwer.
And again, pressure defense causes that sometimes.
Ball out of bounds. It is off of Mangus, and Mangus not happy with the call. And I don't think Mom is either.
Yeah, I don't know what.
He knocked it out of bounds, so. Andre Hill finds Shepard in the corner for three. And an offensive rebound. Well, he doesn't get the three, but he gets the two, and it's a three-point ball game.
And that's not easy. You know, you miss the three-point shot, you get your rebound, and now you got to shoot a little soft bank shot. He probably practices the three more than the soft two.
Andre Hill ran into a solid screen from Cody Vermillion. The fans didn't like it, but it was a solid screen.
And another one.
Now they're going to call a block on Andre Hill, and that does not make the Shelby fans happy. I don't know if we get a whole look at that sequence starting at the other end.
Talk about giving up your body. Yeah, he might have been there a little late. But that young man.
Andre Hill's got some toughness in there.
Well, he does.
Well, we thought this was going to be physical.
You know, Brian, you don't see this often, but the head coach's duties. He also has to come out and clean up the floor.
How many floors did you have to come out and clean up?
Well, I always look the other way, you know.
Or pointing to an assistant and said, hey. So Caden Vermillion at the line. And the lefty now with 7 points. Averages about 5 points a ball game. 55% free throw shooter on the season. And the lefty makes them both. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Caden Vermillion is probably on the football team.
Yeah, he might be. You can see they're right away pressuring again. Pugh does a great job beating him off the dribble.
Pugh now with 22, and it's back to a three-point ball game. Andre Hill tried to step in and take a charge, and Vermillion at the other end, and they're going to call a technical foul on Vermillion. He has been chirping, and they finally caught him.
You know, and again, I told you, they're going to let you play. It's going to be more physical. The players have to realize that. They got to play through it.
He made the basket, and then as he was running up the floor, watch after.
Yep, right in his face.
So TJ Pugh will go to the line. Vermillion doesn't like the call, but he got away with some pretty physical play the possession before that.
Well, TJ knocked down these two free throws. Will make it a one-possession game, and Shelby will have the ball out of bounds.
You got to look at Mark Triplett, the head coach of the Shawnee Indians. That young man's going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, he is. I'm sure he's happy when there's a dead ball and gets a chance to rest a little bit.
It kills the ball in the back of the rim, and then it just falls in. He's got 23.
Remember, he had a relatively slow start and has really just been on fire since.
We're back to a three-point ball game. 4:29 to go in the third quarter.
And again, with this pressure that they're giving Pugh, there can be some other open shooters. And we've seen other kids come through for Shelby. We've seen them knock down the long shot.
The winner of this game is back here Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Andre Hill for three. Andre Hill ties the ball game at 50.
And old Mo is back with Shelby again, just like for the most part of the second.
Then at the other end in the corner, he goes down there and plays that defense. Tell you what, he got nailed with that screen. Felt like he got fouled on the Vermillion bucket and answers at the other end and ties it up with a three.
Well, you said it. He's a tough kid.
He's going to come out of the ball game.
And again, Shelby continues this quarter doing a real nice job on Mangus.
Timeout called with 4:10 to go, and we are tied at 50. Here we take a look at the three-pointer that tied it up by Andre Hill.
You saw that Shawnee wanted to give early help on Pugh, and Pugh's such a good shooter, or such a good passer, that he found the open man, and Andre Hill's playing a heck of a game, so that's a good guy to have open in the corner.
George Mangus with 21 points in the first half. He's had 4 here in the third quarter. And meanwhile, TJ Pugh, 18 points in the first half. He's got 24.
Well, Shelby's doing a much, much better job of protecting the rim. I could see Shawnee coming out of this timeout and maybe trying to go back to their high-low look. Again, with Mangus inside, he's a mismatch for, who Shelby's been defending with.
Going to stay at this end of the floor, and you can sense Shelby has confidence in their defense.
Well, they do. Their pressure has been very, very good ever since the first quarter.
Mangus steps back. Wow.
That was a tough shot.
That's a tough contested shot that he made look easy.
That was. Good defense.
And a block at the other end by Austin Miller. The Shawnee fans don't like it. That's the third team foul on the Indians. Shelby with 4.
And again, with the pressure that they're in concentration on Pugh, other players are going to be open. Can you knock down the shot?
Cody Lance, who has been held to 5. Marshall Shepard for 3. And a foul at the other end. This is going to go on Cody Lance, and that's his 3rd.
Yeah, and Wheelers, he was bringing the ball across half court. He just saw the C part right there. Everybody left the lane, so he just took it aggressively to the basket, picks up the foul, and almost got a three-point play opportunity out of it.
Brady Wheeler misses the free throw. He's a 70% free throw shooter on the season.
Now, like you said, we saw a game Tuesday night that we could say was decided at the free throw line. These are so important in these tough, tight games.
Wheeler splits the pair. Missouri Roberts comes back into the lineup for Shelby. Alex Broscutter, the freshman, sits down. Pugh from the free throw line. TJ Pugh's feeling it now. It's a 1-point ball game.
He did. He did a great cut in the backcourt to get the ball, and Shawnee just does not have an answer. I said early on, I really thought he could get his shots today if they were going in, and they are going in. He's more athletic than anybody from Shawnee.
They lob it in, and Mangus.
Good defense. Good defense.
The Shawnee faithful want a foul. Holloway for 3, but a backside rebound put back up and in, and Shelby with the lead, 54-53.
The lead and momentum.
Their first lead of the night. Well, I'll tell you what, they're letting them play.
They are. We knew they were going to do that.
Backside bucket by Elwer, and the Indians back on top by 1.
And I think they're giving a warning to the sideline of Lima Shawnee. So that's why the stoppage of play. But it'll be interesting to see what Shawnee does down here. They've tried to pressure TJ Pugh and let other players shoot, but Pugh's been able to beat that. They've tried just to go man-to-man. Well, then that leaves the lane open for TJ Pugh. I think they're struggling at Shawnee what defense to put out there right now.
Pugh now with 26. He's picked up by the sophomore, Austin Miller.
And Coach Loney is calling a set play, which Involves a ball screen.
Lance misfires, but an offensive rebound, and there's Pugh at the other end, and he was hammered and didn't get the call. And a layup at the other end by Austin Miller. Pugh kicks it out to Roberts for three. But Pugh's there with an offensive rebound. They're going to call a foul on Elwer. Elwer gets the block.
Okay, Elwer, 6'5", but he gets up. I mean, it's not easy to block TJ Pugh's shot. He gets up.
Pugh at the line with 26. And he is now tied with George Mangus for scoring honors with 27. Andre Hill back into the lineup, and Roberts will sit down.
Yeah, I remember Andre's the one who knocked down the three earlier, so.
He's the one that tied the ball game, and Pugh now with 28, and Shelby back to within one. Shelby had a brief lead here in the third quarter.
And a chance to get their full court pressure going.
Mangus on the block trying to get open.
Good job of fronting defensively.
Tough off-balance shot doesn't go, and Shelby with a chance to reclaim the lead with 1:29 to go in the third quarter.
Double ball screen for Pugh.
Pugh lays it up and in through the contact. And Shelby back up by one. Ball batted away by Pugh, goes out of bounds. Here we take a look at the bucket by Pugh that gives Shelby the lead once again, and he went in through traffic.
And a lot of big boys in there.
The Shawnee faithful wanting a foul call, but I don't know where they were looking when that play was taking place at this end of the floor.
Yeah, I think that, and they wanted maybe a taunting of their own. But when the other team has momentum, everybody's looking for any advantage they can get. And Shelby has momentum right now. Can they take advantage of it the rest of the quarter?
The Whippets up by one. A trip to the regional final on the line. They lob it inside, it's poked away, and Shelby with the ball, then they can work for the last shot of the quarter.
And that ball had no chance. He was fronted, he had Lance behind, and I think this is a good call. If they can hold it, go for the last shot.
The Whippets want to take a lead into the final 8 minutes. Ten seconds to go.
I'm surprised it's not in Pugh's hands now, but.
Lance kicks it out into the corner. Holloway for three. It doesn't go, but Shelby up by one as we head to the final 8 minutes. A trip to the regional final on the line. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
You design it, we can build it. We're Sign Source USA, and we pride ourselves on our unique ability to fabricate almost any type or size of sign. Our signs light the way to everything from banks, restaurants, hospitals, and grocery stores. We're Sign Source USA, and we'd love to go to work for you.
The Shelby Whippets have not been to the regionals since 1999, and they're 8 minutes away from going to a regional final. They're up by 1 as we head into the fourth quarter. Ball out of bounds. It will stay with Lima Shawnee.
And again, Shawnee comes out. They're just going to try to pound the ball inside. The last 4 or 5 times that Shawnee's tried to do that, Shelby's played outstanding defense. That quarter, Shelby held Shawnee to 15 points. Again, second and third quarter, Shelby defense, outstanding.
Vermillion misses from the elbow. Cody Lance races to the other end. It's kicked out to Grant Hyatt. Yes, I said that Grant Hyatt, who has been injured most of the latter part of the season, is now in the lineup for Shelby here in the fourth quarter.
Good to see him in the game.
Hyatt inside. He gets his first bucket of the ball game. And Shelby up by 3. They try to lob it inside. Another steal.
You know, and that's a combination of good defense in the post, but better pressure on the passer.
Pugh to Lance for 3. Hyatt again for 3. Grant Hyatt has come in and really given a boost to a team that you really didn't think needed one.
Well, exactly. They had momentum going. Now his momentum's a little stronger.
63-57. Penetration, a bucket, and a foul. And Caden Vermillion will go to the line.
And if you're Lima Shawnee, you needed that. You needed to stop the bleeding a little bit, get a little bit under control, and get this back to maybe a one-possession game.
Vermillion averages 5 points a ball game. He's got 12 on the night, has played very well. Hyatt sits down with 2 big three-pointers.
And for people that don't know, as you mentioned, he's not used to playing for a while. So he can't. He's playing hard the few minutes he was in there, but he can't play extended minutes.
Came in and hit a couple of big shots and a big miss. And Shelby now with a 4-point lead.
And what does Shawnee do against Pugh?
Lance for 3. And they're going to call a foul on the rebound. I believe it's going to be on Pugh. That will be his first. Brady Wheeler pointing to a wet spot on the floor.
Yeah, that's where he was laying for a little bit. He had a little contact, hit the floor hard.
Well, and you talked about, well, I thought Nathan Loney was going to come out and clean it up. The head coaches have been doing that tonight, so.
It's another reason why I got out of coaching.
Kind of hard to bend over with the towel anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So George Mangus at the line, who, relatively speaking, has had a quiet second half.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to say for a guy that has 27 points for the game, but that's exactly right.
It's his first shot of the fourth quarter, and he can make it a 2-point ball game right here.
And I know Coach Loney is trying to keep his kids fresh. He can't afford to have Pugh out.
I don't think you could get TJ Pugh out of this game now with a crowbar.
Yeah, you're probably right. They're trying to deny him, but he's so good off the ball also. Does a great job of V-cutting, of getting open.
Cody Lance has it knocked away. This goes out of bounds. This should stay with Shelby, and it does. Cody Lance got bailed out there.
I think he did. I think it would have been an over and back, but because it was knocked out of bounds on Shawnee.
Now we've got moisture at the other end of the floor. Mark Triplett looking on, the head coach of the Shawnee Indians, and what an outstanding job he has done.
He has done a great job with Lima Shawnee. They have just been so good for so long, but tonight I just don't think he really has any answers right now for TJ Pugh.
Andre Hill, who has 14 points of his own. Cody Lance thought about the 3. And the skip pass up ahead to Mangus.
And again, the release by Mangus.
Mangus is going to be fouled, and the foul is on Cody Lance, and that's his fourth.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. He's just hustling down the court trying to stop the ball, but that's what George Mangus does. He releases. It's hurt him a couple of times tonight because Shelby's gotten a long rebound when he's released down the court. But that time they were able to get the board and find him down for a layup.
Mangus at his average with 31, make it 32, and now Shawnee back up on top.
And for a foul situation, Shelby right now has 18 fouls. Shawnee 4, so Shelby can't afford to foul. You got to play aggressive, though. You got to play through it.
Timeout taken by Shelby. And let's see if it's a full or a 30. It's a full timeout. We'll take a break as well. Shelby down by 1. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
At Ohio Health, we know that taking care of your health is more important than ever. With Virtual Health, we make it easy to visit your doctor right from your phone, tablet, or computer. You'll get the same exceptional care from the providers you trust, with the added safety and convenience of staying home. Schedule your Virtual Health visit today at ohiohealth.com/virtualhealth.
Shelby's first turnover of the second half results in Lima Shawnee regaining the lead.
And I thought in the first quarter especially, the turnovers that Shelby had were they caused themselves. So something they could take care of, and they have. They've relaxed more at the end, and they're taking care of the basketball much, much better.
Cody Lance out of the lineup with 4 fouls as we go under 5 minutes to go. They can't keep him out very long.
No, I mean, he's a veteran player, an outstanding player.
Skip pass to Andre Hill. He'll launch a 3. And Shelby unable to crash the backside boards, and Shawnee now brings it up and looks to add to a 1-point lead. Mangus now picked up by Hill.
That's a good matchup for Mangus. Hill is a good athlete, gets over the ball screen so well there. Remember, for the most part in the third quarter, they were trying to post up Mangus. Now they bring him out on the perimeter. They didn't have much success inside with him, so now bring him outside.
Three-pointer in the air. That's a huge bucket by Jared Bertkey, the senior. And it's now a 4-point lead for the Indians.
And he's also a third-team all-conference player, so he's able to hit that shot. Good penetration, pitch for the long 3. Now Shelby's going to go to a set play down here against, looks like maybe just a 1-2-2 or maybe a box and 1 still. Yep, still the box and 1. You see George Mangus starting to get down the court a little bit, and he's wide open down long.
Holloway misfires on the 3. Up ahead they go to Mangus.
You know, that's high risk, high reward when you release someone like that, but again, if you can get the rebound and get it out to him, you can't get any easier shots.
Mangus now with 34. And Shelby down by 6. And Hill has it taken away, and there goes Mangus at the other end.
And that was just good hands-on defense to get a steal and a little momentum, and another good timeout, I think, by Shelby. Yeah, they only have 1 left, but you got to stop the momentum.
Shelby down by 8, 2:55 to go, and Nathan Loney, he's starting to feel this get away a little bit, so he's got to stop the bleeding.
Well, and it certainly is not over, all righty? I mean, an 8-point deficit right now is not great, but he had to call that timeout to stop the momentum that Lima Shawnee had. Set up maybe an offensive set here. It's probably going to be something for Pugh, whether it's a ball screen for Pugh, something to get to the hoop, and maybe whoever they feel confident. Hill already hit a 3. Maybe put Hill out there. But if they are going to close down on Pugh, find a shooter, whoever's got the hot hand out on the perimeter. And then once Shelby gets on defense, they can cause turnovers, multiple turnovers. So score and play D.
Cody Lance back on the floor for Shelby. We'll see if they have one more run in them as they are down by 8. And they want to extend this season at least to one more game, a trip to the regional final against Akron Bucktel on Saturday.
And again, TJ Pugh's got to be tired, but if that kid has anything left in the tank, here's the time to use that dribble penetration. If you can't get the shot you want, somebody's going to be open. It looks like, again, there's the ball screen. It looks like the box and one. Get it to him again and let him go off a ball screen.
They're going to be content to let Shelby dribble. Pugh then attacks and tried to kick it into the corner to Andre Hill, but it goes out of bounds.
Well, Shawnee, they're well coached, and they know they're going to take away penetration as all they can. Sometimes it takes 3, 4, maybe even 5 guys to do that.
Alex Bruscotter into the game for Shelby.
We've seen him knock down some big threes.
Marshall Shepard will sit down. Pugh trying to break down this defense. Euro move inside, lays it up and in. He's fouled. No, they're going to call an offensive foul on TJ Pugh.
Yeah, the problem with that is in high school we don't have that circle underneath. So you can take a charge underneath the basket, and I'm sure that's what the official called. In college and above, there's going to be that circle, so a secondary defender is not going to be able to step in and take that charge. But you got to play pressure defense. Now, Shawnee's going to be in the bonus if Shelby has to foul. But they get a steal. Big defensive play right here.
Push it up to Pugh. And Pugh gets the contact, and he'll go to the line as he was fouled by Tyson Elwer. Pugh with 30.
And there's still 2 minutes to play, just under 2 minutes to play. Shelby does not have to come out and foul. Their defensive pressure ever since the second quarter has been outstanding. Keep causing some turnovers here. Keep getting pressure on the ball, pressure in the passing lanes. I have not seen a Shawnee player that can beat a Shelby player off the dribble. So just get out there and play solid man-to-man. Now, if you have to foul, I'm sure Coach Loney has a couple of guys that they want to put on the line if they have to.
Pugh now with 32. And he pulls Shelby back to within 6.
With a lot of time to go.
Number 11, though, you don't want him picking up foul number 5.
No, you don't. But you do want Hill defending the basketball.
And a timeout called by Lima Shawnee with 1:46 to go.
Whoever Hill is guarding, and right now he's on, I would assume, Lima Shawnee's best ball handler. He's just giving them all kinds of havoc.
We need to take a quick break. Shelby down by 6. We'll be back to Elida High School right after this. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
You design it, we can build it. We're Sign Source USA, and we pride ourselves on our unique ability to fabricate almost any type or size of sign. Our signs light the way to everything from banks, restaurants, hospitals, and grocery stores. We're Sign Source USA, and we'd love to go to work for you.
At Ohio Health, we know that taking care of your health is more important than ever. With Virtual Health, we make it easy to visit your doctor right from your phone, tablet, or computer. You'll get the same exceptional care from the providers you trust. with the added safety and convenience of staying home. Schedule your virtual health visit today at ohiohealth.com/virtualhealth.
1 minute, 46 seconds to go. Shawnee 71, Shelby 65.
And if you're Shawnee, you probably want to keep the ball in the hands of whoever Cody Lance is. Oh, I thought they were going to shoot that. Whoever Cody Lance is defending, because you don't think he wants to pick up his 5th foul. Right here, that's what Shelby wants. They want Andre Hill's man to have the basketball.
Foul's going to be called on Marshall Shepard as Mangus put it on the floor.
And that's not the guy you want to foul, obviously.
No, Mangus, an 81% free throw shooter. He's got 36. He makes the first one. He scored a school record 57 against Trotwood Madison back in February. His mom very happy about that. He misses the second one, though.
I think she jinxed him that time. That wasn't us.
Pugh at the other end loses the handle but keeps possession. Lance for 3. And a backside rebound by Hill and a timeout called by Shelby. Down by 5, 1:18 to go. Brian Harder, Greg Collins from Elida FieldHouse. We've got a good one here. And Shelby not out of it with 1:18 to go. And we've got...
Did they call timeout or...
It looked like Shelby had called time, but it looks like we may have had an injured player for Lima Shawnee as they're looking at Brady Wheeler right now. I don't know if we get a replay and see what happened. And
he's a ball handler for him, even though Hill was giving a lot of pressure on him, but that takes out a ball handler, and it lets Hill defend someone else.
So now they have to go the length of the floor against Shelby's full court pressure.
And that's been good today.
Shawnee with 1 timeout, Shelby with 2.
And this is what's tough when whoever Cody Lance is defending, you don't want him to pick up the 5th foul, but you're going to have to play aggressive. I thought he pushed off.
We approach 1 minute to go. Now we got a foul. That's going to be called on the freshman, Isaiah Ramsey. So that stops the clock with 53 seconds to go. And it sends Cody Vermillion to the line, a 55% free throw shooter. So that, if you're Shelby, that's who you want at the line.
Exactly. Unfortunately, a few seconds came off the clock before they got it. He gets to shoot 2.
He makes the first one. Ramsey comes out. Jeremy Holloway back in. So now the chess match begins with the lineups.
And Shelby's got to get down. They've got to score in a hurry and get into that pressure D.
Well, he missed the second free throw, so now Shelby down by 6.
Nice
Andre
pass.
Hill for 3. And a big rebound by Shawnee. That might have been the final nail in the coffin. Well, that one hurt.
That did, but I tell you, it was good offense. TJ Pugh found the shooter, very capable shooter in the corner for an uncontested shot. It just didn't fall for him. That would have been a good look to get it down to a 1-possession game, to get it down to 3 points, but it just didn't fall. And now Shawnee's got a chance to extend it a little bit.
Brady Wheeler, a 70% free throw shooter, misses the first one. So the guy who makes 50% makes them both, and Wheeler at 70% misses the first one.
I think we saw that Tuesday night.
We did.
Yeah.
If he makes this one, it's a 3-possession game.
And again, they're going to come out and give pressure to Pugh, try to force him into help.
And they're going to call the foul.
Hell, I think, he knew he had a foul to give, so he Pugh had him beat, so he just gave the foul right there. But now, from here on, Shelby will be in the 1-on-1. Still be aggressive. If you get an open 3, you got to take it.
Well, that's not an open 3.
No.
And Mangus now with 39. And it looks like Mangus and the Indians are headed to the regional final. Ball poked out of bounds. It will go to Lima Shawnee with 14 seconds to go.
Well, the Shawnee faithful are so excited. They should be, because they just beat a very, very talented basketball team, and they know it.
And the woman in the red shirt is Mangus's mother. Got to be very happy for her Indians.
She gets to watch her son play high school basketball at least one more time.
So Lima Shawnee will head to the regional final after a 76-67 win over the Shelby Whippets. We'll be back to wrap it up after this. You've been watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
No paywalls, just live sports. Exclusively on the OH.Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dead. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
At Ohio Health, we know that taking care of your health is more important than ever. With Virtual Health, we make it easy to visit your doctor right from your phone, tablet, or computer. You'll get the same exceptional care from the providers you trust, with the added safety and convenience of staying home. Schedule your virtual health visit today at ohiohealth.com/virtualhealth.
You design it, we can build it. We're SignSource USA, and we pride ourselves on our unique ability to fabricate almost any type or size of sign. Our signs light the way to everything from banks, restaurants, hospitals, and grocery stores. We're SignSource USA, and we'd love to go to work for you.
Welcome back, where I'm here at center court at the Elida FieldHouse. Big win for number 2 Lima Shawnee. They're moving on to the regional championship game, and a huge reason why, of course, George Mangus. The kid was dynamite tonight. He showed why he's one of the top scorers in the entire state. Put up 39, which is actually not too far off of his season average of about 32 per contest. Also pulled down 6 boards, and you saw what he did in the fourth quarter, getting up and down the floor. He was a monster all night. He is going to be our player of the game, and it looks like he's actually coming out and will be joining me here in just a second. So we'll go ahead and keep the action here, as here comes our player of the game. And our sponsor tonight. We're now back with our player of the game, George Mangus, presented by Adams, Albert, and Curry. And George, man, you got after it all night long. Tell me about the mentality. I know you're a big-time scorer, but it seemed like you took it up even another level tonight.
I just wanted it so much. Me and my teammates did, and we knew that if we wanted to win, we had to play defense really well. And we had to get stops, keep Pugh contained. I mean, he still dropped 30 or whatever, but we just had to rebound. We didn't do that good, but at the end of the day, we just wanted it more, and that's how we won the game.
For you as an individual, how exciting are matchups like this where you're going up against another high, potent scorer?
It's great for me, it puts myself out there, it shows my abilities, and, it really just shows that, it's not just me out there. Like, my teammates give me the ball, and, we just like playing together, and we just played hard, man.
Tell me about how much you guys have been fueled and driven throughout the season, knowing that you didn't get to play at this stage last year, and so you get yourself back as a district champion. I mean, what does it mean to you, again, to get back to this level?
It means everything. Everything was taken away from us last year, right at this time, and that was our mentality, and we were not going to be denied, and, we just wanted it so bad.
Talk to me about the fourth quarter. Obviously it was tight. Shelby even took about a 3-4 point lead, and how did you guys eventually take over control of the game and get that dub?
We just played really well defensively, tightened up more, got more in transition, went more inside and got our better passes. We were trying to throw a lot of passes that weren't working, but once we got inside, started passing it better and finding our open man, and that's how we just, got that lead, and then we just wanted it more, so yeah.
You're going to have a tough matchup, Acton Buckroll, of course, in the regional championship, but you guys are the number 2 team in the state. Do you feel like if you play your best basketball that you're going to get the victory no matter who you play?
Yeah, if we go out there and just be us. We just got to be us, and I feel really good about our chances. We're just going to focus on them, get better at practice tomorrow, and we'll be ready for Saturday.
All right, George Mangus tonight, 16 made field goals. He had 39 points. That's our player of the game, presented by Adams, Albert, and Curry. Hey, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and send it back up top. We got Brian and Greg standing by with some final stats.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Our player of the game, George Mangus, really as advertised. 39 points, 6 rebounds, and he leads his team to a 76-67 win over Shelby and ends a magical season for the Shelby Whippets.
And, I'm sure they're upset. They got beat. But I tell you, after that first quarter, they just fought. That first quarter, I just thought that Lima Shawnee got every offensive rebound when they missed a shot. But they only ended the game with 9 offensive rebounds. Actually, Shelby had more. Shelby did a much better job after that first quarter. And I think that's because, hey, this is a veteran squad from Lima Shawnee. Yeah, we have some seniors over there at Shelby. They have a lot of young kids also. But Shelby's not been in this situation. Shawnee's been here before.
Let's take a look at the final numbers. And when you shoot 65% from the floor, I don't care who you're playing against, you probably have a pretty good chance of winning, and that's what Lima Shawnee did.
Well, 65% just tells me that they had a lot of shots at the rim. There were spurts where it seemed like that's all that Shawnee was doing, was right there. Hey, they only hit 4 threes, and I think, 2 or 3 of them were in the first half. Shelby did a great job when they were making their run of playing defense and keeping points in the paint to a very minimum. But then when it came down to crunch time, a couple of steals by Lima Shawnee, again, points at the paint, and then knocking down some free throws.
We talked about the battle of the boards. It was even at 28, but I think it was really, if we could have broken that down by quarters, I think Lima Shawnee really had a decided edge on the boards in the first quarter.
Yeah, the first quarter they dominated, and after that Shelby did a much better job. And as George Mangus made the comment, in the second and third quarter especially, they were trying to post up Mangus, and Shelby just did a great job of fronting him and pressure on the pass, making it a tough pass inside, and they weren't able to connect on it. Then in the fourth quarter, they brought Mangus out a little bit, out on the perimeter, brought in a little bit more size inside with Elwer, and they had a little bit more success.
We're going to go back down courtside where Brian Skoronski has Mark Triplett, the head coach of the Lima Shawnee Indians, and we'll get his thoughts of their big win over Shelby.
Down on the floor now with Mark Triplett, the victorious coach. And first, talk to me about the satisfaction. You know, you got to play in the regionals this year. You took care of business so far.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fun one. It was probably a lot more fun for the people watching than it was for me on the sideline. But, you know, we jump on them early, and they're just really, really good. And they just kept coming at us. And they take a 6-point lead on us with about 6 minutes left and just kind of challenge the guys. You know, this is where we wanted to get to. Is this how we want it to end? And I think we ended on a 19-4 run, and it was pure effort. You know, it was certainly not a game where you can out-talent a team. That's as good a basketball team as I've seen all year long or the last couple of years. And our guys just had to dig deep and find a way, and I thought they did that defensively down the stretch.
Is that what you would credit the win to, down in the last few minutes, just sitting down and playing some good, hard-nosed defense?
Yeah, you know, the way they score the basketball, those possessions where they took 20, 30 seconds to get a good shot, and sometimes they were long-range contested shots, that gave us an opportunity to kind of breathe a little bit there because, holy cow, they come at you fast and time again, and I think the way that they play is going to be very similar to what we're going to see on Saturday. So, yeah, I mean, we just had to be really good defensively. That's the best offensive team we've seen by far this year.
And George Mangus, spectacular as usual, 39 points, goes over 2,000 for his career. If you can just speak on what that kid's meant to this program and here tonight, kind of the show we put on.
George is pretty daggone good, and we've seen it so often that when he does it, it's almost normal. And nothing about what he does is normal, but we've seen it so, I mean, 2,000 points, and he didn't score a point his freshman year. So his ability to do that time and time again when he's the center point of every defensive game plan we see, and a lot of credit goes to our kids. You know, they get him the ball in great scoring positions, and but George, I mean, he's special.
Quick thoughts on getting a chance to play Akron-Buchtel on Saturday night here?
We're just excited about the chance to play. I mean, we got to the regional final a couple years ago and didn't have our best game, and you know, then last year happened. So we're going to go out 2 o'clock on Saturday on this floor, and we're excited about that opportunity. And it's obviously a really, really talented basketball team, but you know, our kids are going to be up for that challenge.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Big fourth quarter from you guys, getting it done. We'll send it back up to Brian and Greg.
Thanks a lot, Brian. And as you heard Mark Triplett mention, that game that they lost back in 2019, they fell to eventual state runner-up Columbus South in the regional title game. And I thought it was interesting to hear him say that George Mangus did not score 1 point as a freshman, and he went over 2,000 for his career.
That's amazing. 3 years of playing basketball and scoring 2,000 points, that's not bad.
He led all scorers tonight with 39 points to go with 6 rebounds. Caden Vermillion with 13 points and 4 boards for Lima Shawnee, and Tyson Elwer 8 points and 10 rebounds for Shawnee. For Shelby, they were led an outstanding night by TJ Pugh, 32 points, 6 rebounds. He was 11 of 19 from the floor, 0 for 3, though, from the three-point line, 10 of 11 from the line. He got help from Andre Hill, 6 of 9 from the floor, 2 of 4 from the three-point stripe, and he finished with 16 points. Unfortunately, Cody Lance only finished with 5 points. He really could not get going at the offensive end of the floor.
No, he couldn't. And you know, let's talk about TJ Pugh. He had a great night, and I think he had to work for every single point that he got tonight. When he penetrated, there were 2-3 bodies in there, but he uses his footwork, his ball handling ability, was able to get to the rack, knock down some mid-range shots. He worked extremely hard to get those points.
We're going to go back down to Brian Skoronski, who is in front of the Shelby locker room where they have Shelby head coach Nathan Loney.
That was the difference maker in the first half. We spotted them everything there early on, and you know, the kids fought hard, and you know, the seniors fought their butts off, and you know, I can't be disappointed with our effort tonight. Our effort was there. Few calls down the stretch that very questionable, that was time game changers. You know, some of our kids didn't play as well as they'd have liked to tonight, but that's part of being on this stage. You got to show up and perform, at the highest level every night possible.
You're up 6 in the fourth quarter. They go on a 14-0 run. That was kind of the key part of the game.
Yep, absolutely. We went up 6, and we wanted to, run some time off the clock and make them guard us in space, and we didn't take care of the basketball when we needed to.
What was that difference? I mean, they went in box and won. I'm sure you guys have seen that quite a bit this year.
Yeah, they went in box and won, but as soon as you set a ball screen, they were coming to trap also. And our guys that hit shots early on in the year or all year for us, got timid down the stretch, and we didn't make shots. We didn't shoot the three particularly well. I think we were 5 of 27, or 5 something like that. On the year we've shot 44% from the three all year as a team. So we didn't hit shots down the stretch there that TJ has been trusting his teammates to hit all year long.
Mangus got off to a quick start, and he got off to a quick start because of the runouts you talked about pregame.
Yep.
I mean, what did he just kind of get lost in that one, or is he just really good at that?
He's good at it. That's taught. That's not a something that he just does. They teach that, and that's what makes them successful. Is they're very good at that. We made a switch and put Marshall Shepard on him, and I bet if you go back and watch the film and look at the run-out points versus points scored in a half-court set, it's unreal, the comparableness. That's what I told Marshall. I said, you did a heck of a job, guarding him. And I can't be, more proud of Marshall with how he performed tonight.
Your pressure is part of your game. How do you feel your pressure affected them tonight, Coach?
Early on, it wasn't very good. That was, what got them a lot of points there early on. But, when we switched and went full court man, it was a huge difference. I feel like it helped us a ton, and that's what got us back in the game is our full court man pressure.
Your senior group, man. I mean, it's a historic group. What can you say about them?
That's in the locker room. I just told them, I said I love you 4 guys, and I can't say enough about Grant Hyde. Also, dude hasn't touched a basketball other than with his left hand for the last month and a week. So last 40 days, and comes in and hits a 3 and gets a nice float point guard layup for us. It just tells you how locked in this group was, and and I just told them, you guys just went toe to toe with the second best team in the state. I hate to be honest with you, but St. Vincent St. Mary's is the clear standout in D2 for everybody, and they're the second best team in the state. They're that for a reason. So, I told them that you just went toe to toe with one of the best in the state, and you guys got to be proud of yourselves for that.
Your guys, showed a lot of composure, I thought, in that first quarter. It would be easy to kind of get buried like that and things not go well. What'd that tell you about those guys? That's probably nothing you're surprised to see.
That first time out, I told them, I said, guys, don't cave in right now. That's the biggest thing you can't do right now. You don't want to walk out here and just be another team on their schedule that got beat by 25 because you were scared to punch them back, And, the kids responded to that, and I told them before the game it was going to be a dogfight for 32 minutes, You're in for a dogfight, and they really responded to that well.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm. No problem. Yep, thanks, guys.
Well, that's the Shelby head coach, Nathan Loney, after a tough loss for Shelby, and they end the season losing to Lima Shawnee 76-67. And, Coach, you heard him say they went toe-to-toe with one of the top teams in the state. You look at the third quarter, Shelby outscored Shawnee 22-15, but the fourth quarter, Shawnee turned up the defensive pressure and outscored Shelby by 10.
And then that's when Shelby started to get some turnovers again in the fourth quarter. But I thought Coach Loney was spot on in his talking about the team, the game today. TJ Pugh was just outstanding, and when he found the open person, and I thought they had a lot of uncontested threes, but they only shot 5 of 23, 21%. All year they've been a pretty good three-point shooting team. Pugh has been a good passer all year. He'll find you when he gets doubled, and he's been doubled all year or tripled. And tonight they just weren't able to knock those shots down.
Well, with the win, Lima Shawnee is now 24-1, and Shelby ends a magical season, 20 wins against 4 losses. The Indians will advance to the regional finals to take on Akron Bucktel Saturday here at Elida High School. Tip-off is set for 2 o'clock. The final score, Lima Shawnee 76 and Shelby 67. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was Adam Thompson, and the fine camera work courtesy of Travis Berardi, Storm Munchley, Garrett Parlett, and Mason Neese. But most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score, Lima Shawnee 76 and Shelby 67. You've been watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions. Thanks again to our generous sponsors for making all of this possible. Keep it locked into the OH Report, your new home for live sports coverage in North Central Ohio and beyond. For Greg Collins and Brian Skoronsky, I'm Brian Harder. So long from Elida.